Hey, what is up, my friends? Kevin Teacher here, and today I want to talk to you about how to take your online course from stressing you out, from not making enough sales, to bringing in consistent revenue month after month while charging premium without ever worrying about the competition, the tech, or even being bad at sales. This training will help you make your competitors irrelevant, charge premium, and make your audience beg you to let them enroll and take back control of your time so that you can finally get that freedom that everyone keeps talking about. Time freedom, money freedom, all those kind of things. Now, if you're currently struggling to sell your course, relying on discounts and Black Friday's promos to sell, chasing any single piece of advice like a lunatic, right? Following 100 gurus, watching 10,000 YouTube videos a day, buying these new tools and new program, you're overworked, you're almost fully booked, and you're obsessing over clients' work because it's the only reliable stream of revenue you have. You make money, but at what cost? You're sacrificing your life. You're sacrificing your time with your loved one, your time with yourself to do whatever you want. Then I'll show you how to maximize your time and revenue and turn your course into a consistent stream of revenue, all while charging premium, regardless of what the competition is doing. My name is Kevin, and I'm a psychologist and marketing consultant. I've been a salesman for over a decade and became a direct response marketing junkie. Those three skills alone made me a lot of money over the years. You know, I've been the only one who actually paid for my studies, bachelor degree, master degree in psychology, because my parents couldn't afford it. My parents are broke. And, and so I was the only one who actually had to learn how to sell and had to learn all those kind of skills in order to make money and being able to afford my studies. And I did it beautifully. So now I'm going to share with you how to use and leverage human psychology to make customers seek you out and turn you into a go-to expert in any market you are in, even if you're the most expensive in the market. Now, this is the same process that made millions in revenue to course creators. And this is what differentiates those top sellers, rainmaker course creators, and those hustlers and grinders course creators. You know, those kind of people that are working so hard and spending a lot of time in trying to sell their courses, but no success. So who is it for? The system works great for influential experts, coaches, specialists, speakers, consultants, service providers who already have a course and sold a few copies but have trouble making stable revenue from it. And when I say influential, I'm not saying like an Instagram celebrity with 1 million of followers. I'm saying that you're an expert in your field and you can bring results to people, and people are actually referring and tagging you on social media on a consistent basis, right? Everyone talks about you in that regard. Most people are doing things this way. They obsess over the funnel. They spend their life on social media. They spend a lot of money on ads. They fight a price and feature war. I'm the cheapest. I have this feature and no one else has, right? They rely on promo dates like Christmas, Black Fridays, Valentine's Day, and they go crazy with branding, logos, slogans, colors, website designs, funnels, all that. And then they're dying a slow death for mediocre results. That's pretty sad, right? But there's a new way that allows you to know them down to their deepest struggles and dreams to make them throw their money at you while charging premium. Have your competitors shout out your names and stop letting your client control your time. This works because you can actually spend less time on crappy shiny objects. New branding, new tools, new colors, new design. Once you understand what makes your audience tick, what influence your audience, what influence their decision. So number one, stop selling your course. I can imagine some people like, what? Is it fucking high? Well, number one is stop selling your course, sell an offer instead. So most people make the mistake of selling your course and add bonuses that are supposed to be there anyways, right? Spreadsheets and checklists and flashcards, etc. They think that the course sells itself because they are pretty successful and sometimes renowned experts already. Build it and they will come. You know, like those gurus like to say all the time. And all you need to do is to keep it cheap to make more money and more people want to buy it. That's fucking bullshit, right? The truth is, the course doesn't sell itself. And those fake bonuses also don't take the scale. You need to create an offer. And when I say an offer, I mean taking a number of products, bundling them up together, and then increase the perceived value. So that if your perceived value is higher than the price that you're charging, then as long as you maintain this gap, you can charge as much money as you want. And most people think that add-ons are like checklists and whatever bonuses, but your add-ons should deal with the next objections or rebuttal in the sales process. If you do it this way, you'll be able to not only enroll more students in your course, but also make them come rushing to find you. Now, step number one gives you the ability to charge more than anybody else in the market so that you become more profitable. You can spend more money to acquire new customers without having to worry about the price and feature war. Simple as that. Now, you might be thinking that all you need to do is more of what you're already doing, better pitch, more traffic, more emails, better colors, better designs. But the truth is, you'll end up exhausted spending more money, time, and effort for far too little. If your offer doesn't resonate with them, you can be the most successful, brilliant person in the world and famous, it's not going to sell. Here's Jules. Jules, my friend, and he asked me to help him out because he built a course on bots and storytelling, and he came to me and he's like, "Hey, dude, like I need your help with my offer. What I'm thinking about doing is selling my course and giving them as a bonus, giving them some coaching time with me." It's like, are you insane? You're selling a course in order to make more time for yourself, but then you give more of your time. So what's the point of making a course? And then we ended up creating a sexy offer. And here's what he said. He said, I did a session with Kevin about offer creation, and I got so much clarity out of it. He's good at getting the ideas out of you. Step number two, become the big fish in the little pond. I don't know what fish it is. Doesn't matter. Took this picture on Pixels. And oops. Most people make the mistake of looking on what's trending in the market, and then they try to do more of that. Yoga is trending. I'm going to sell a yoga course, nutrition, and ketones, and fitness, whatever. And then they are frustrated with the results. They think that everybody lied to them. Only those people are lucky. But they themselves, they don't have what it takes to sell a course. With my first course, here's what actually I thought. I thought that my competitors were conspiring against me. I thought that like secretly they were like, I started being paranoid. I thought that they were like meeting up and just saying like, oh, we're gonna fuck Kevin over and whatever. And then I was so pissed. I was so frustrated. I was like, how come no one sees that I'm helpful and smart? Like I'm building a course to help you out, and you don't want to buy it? Like what the fuck? Right? I was so pissed. The truth is, the leader in any market gets up to 70% of the market share. If all the rest of you are fighting for the 30%, of course you're not going to be profitable, right? 70% and 30%, like you have like 1,000 people, a million people on the 30%, and one person or two people on the 70%. Of course you're not going to be profitable. That's why you need to position yourself differently, not better, differently. You don't need to compete. If you do it this way, you'll become the go-to expert in your field, and people are going to start seeking you out. You'll be able to form relationship with other people, the competitors in your market, get referred by them, get more market shares, get partner up with them, right? Because you create this kind of like new category for yourself where you're the big fish in the little pond. So step number two gives you the ability to position yourself differently in the market, so that you can collect your students from the competitors rather than try to acquire and create them. Let it sink for a second. You collect your students from the competitors rather than try to acquire and create them. That's a massive hack to the game. So you might be thinking, fancy degrees, where you studied, etc. Those are the things that differentiate you in the market. But the truth is, everyone promises the same results. The how is different. Okay? So that's how you differentiate yourself. Imagine this, like everyone is telling you, like, I'm going to help you with lead generation. I'm going to help you to sell your courses. I'm going to help you to achieve the 6 abs, whatever. But the how is different. For my part, for example, I know a lot of people are selling how to sell more courses and help you scale your courses, right? But for my part, I come in a different angle and I'm saying, hey, I'm a psychologist and I'm a salesman at the same time. And I know all about human psychology to influence your audience to buy from you. All those things that make them tick. That's something that I've never seen in the market before, right? And last night I was talking to this girl and she said, so she's basically doing almost the same thing as I'm doing. But then she's like, wait a second, so what are you doing specifically like this that is different than me? And I was like, everything. I was like, look, I'm helping people scale their course, sell more of their courses, get a stable and consistent revenue from the course. It's like, oh, okay, I got it. So you can refer people to me and I can refer people to you. And now I have kind of a partner that we're referring people to each other. And she's supposed to be my competition, but she's not because I position myself differently. Now, here's the ClickFunnels story. Now, if you don't know ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels is basically a platform, an awesome platform to build funnels. And it's really easy. It's drag and drops. And Russell Brunson, the co-founder of ClickFunnels, he had to test his position 5 times before the company took off. And he took off beautifully, but 5 times before. And it was almost an abandoned project. He finally nailed it when he decided to compete against websites. So the what was selling products online. Everyone wanted to sell their products online, courses and e-commerce and whatever. Like everyone wanted to sell something online. And the obvious answer back then was websites. You need the websites in order to sell online. Russell Brunson came in and he says like, hey, websites are not good because I'm not going to get into it, but X, Y, and Z. What you need is a funnel. And a funnel is different. It's the how to sell online. It's a different how. And he blew up. Actually, like for the 5-year anniversary, they had 100,000 active users on the platform. Can you imagine that? Like in 5 years, 100,000 people. That's a lot. That's the fastest growing SaaS company. Now, step number 3 is design or optimize your sales message in webinar funnel. Now, most people make the mistake of obsessing over the wrong things in their marketing and their business, and they do more ads and more branding and more colors and more website and more slogans and more fancy designs, etc. They think that marketing is all the above, right? And that's not their fault because everyone in the market tells them and sells them that if they're not successful is because they're missing this thing, right? You're not selling a course, you need fancy colors. You're not selling a course, you need funnels. You're not selling a course, you need this super complex whatever strategy. And that's not it. It's like physically going to the marketplace full of colors, like a red shirt and yellow pants and blue hat and standing in a crowd and just yelling like, I'm Kevin, look at me, I'm Kevin, look at me, right? You might look cool and people might stop and look at you for a second, but no one will care about you afterward because unless they know you can solve the problems, they don't give a shit, right? And people know you can solve their problems with your sales message, the way you speak to them, the angle you take when you speak to them, the stories you tell to them, right? So the truth is, those things come on step 127. Marketing at its core, the first step is the changing of the prospect's belief so that they can make a purchase. It's nothing more than a sales message, a story, a pitch, right? If you do it this way, you'll be able to identify the customer's false beliefs and replace it with functional ones so that they want to buy from you. And then all the rest, branding, ads, websites, funnels, all that will make sense to the customers. Not before, but after. After you nailed your sales message, after you have a sexy offer, after all that, you can do more ads and run more traffic and do some branding and website and all that, and then it will make sense to the customers. Then it will work with you and not against you. So step number 3 gives you the ability to craft a powerful sales message so that you can help them reach their dreams. And you might be thinking, that's unethical. You're influencing people. All those kind of bullshit. And I agree with you. If your course is a scam, yes. But the truth is, if your course really helps someone get from a really painful situation, a bleeding neck, to a pleasurable situation, then you're helping them make the right decision. And fun fact is, in the book, Pitch Anything, it's basically a book teaching you how to sell. And he talks about the croc brain. And it's a reptilian part of the brain. And it says, whenever you're presented with a new opportunity, good or bad, doesn't matter, you freak out. You're like, oh, this is bad. I cannot buy that. It's dangerous. Right? You start freaking out. And so the salesman's duty is to show you that there's nothing to be worried about. It's actually going to help you. It's a little push with the hand saying like, hey, I know you're worried right now, and I know you're scared or whatever, but this is your situation. And right now it sucks. It hurts. It's painful. Let me show you how it can be better. And it's the salesman duty. And if you're in business, I don't care. You're in sales. Doesn't matter if you're like, oh, but I'm just a physics teacher. You're in sales because you're in business, right? So every salesman's duty is to push their audience to this pleasurable situation. Just like your course brings people from a painful situation to a pleasurable situation. It's a transformation. It's focusing on the results. Same thing with marketing. Here's Rob. And Rob was struggling with his boot camp. He had a 5-day boot camp, and people dropped off on day 3, day 2, and day 3. And he was hoping to sell his course, basically. So the boot camp was like a launch campaign, and then the 5th day, he would send people to his sales page and pitch them his offer. Now, they never made it to the sales page, so no one bought. So I started working with him, and then here's what he said. He said, Kev walked through the process with us and gave us suggestions and improvements to our offer and helped keep a consistent message throughout. He also pointed out some holes where we could add to an existing offer, looking at all the angles from the customer's point of view, and even offered outside the box thinking when we got stuck. So let me ask you a question. Are you ready to get your course off the ground and start making more consistent revenue while charging premium without worrying about the competition, the tech, or giving up your time? Then there's what you do next. You go over to the calendar on the side of this video, pick a time that fits us both, and fill out the application. Now, just to recap, here's how I can help you. Number 1, I can help you create a sexy offer that will blow their socks off and make them want to throw their wallets at you. Number 2, I can help you position yourself in a way that even your competitors will want to work with you and refer people to you. And number 3, I can help you design a brilliant sales message and create or optimize your webinar funnel. So if you're ready to turn your course from shaky to stable, charge premium, make your competitors irrelevant, and get more time for yourself and your loved ones, go over to the side of this video, schedule a time, and fill out the application form. And if you're seeing this video, that means that I still have some spots available. And I hate fake scarcity, but there's a limit of how many clients I can take on every month, right? I cannot stretch myself too thin. I need to actually keep some sanity with myself. So go ahead and book me on my calendar right now and secure your spot.